Starting off retrospect this week in 1994, Midwest mayors argue for better cuts from video lottery terminals in private businesses.
It was always intended that gambling, that if people were to gamble, that there should be a community benefit.
Right now, about 15% of money raised from VLTs goes toward the private business owner that has the machine in his or her establishment. The rest goes to the provincial government to fund everything from sports to the arts and wildlife. Midwest mayors have a problem with that. They want 25% of VLT money returned to the community.
All communities, whether they have VLT machines or not, are impacted because even though they may not have VLT machines in their tiny communities, people from their community are still spending dollars in VLTs somewhere, and thereby not being able to support the local charities.
Cold Lake doesn't have VLT, but Grand Center, which is just 5 kilometers down the road, people do go there and do spend a lot of money, and that's why our recommendation of per capita is to make equitable to all communities. Definitely, if we get VLTs in Cold Lake, the problem hits home right there.
The mayors say any money from VLTs should be split between the municipalities and the provincial government, with part of the funds going to rehabilitate problem gamblers. But the province says the deficit has to come first.
Because of our own deficit problems, a lot of that money is now going into GRF to help us deal with the deficit. I guess after we deal with the deficit, then what is an equitable solution for the distribution of these funds back to the community?
Premier Klein says a committee is being set up to look at both sides of the issue.
We will work with the Alberta Urban Municipalities Association and the Association of Municipal Districts and Counties to set up a council or some kind of a committee to arrive at a formula for the equitable distribution of these funds.
Local MLAs Leo Vasseur and Paul Langevin were asked to leave the meeting.
I was a little disappointed that I could not take part in the meeting, but on the other hand, I understand politics and how it works, and I think that with any government in power, the same policy would apply, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over that.
This is a matter between the mayors and government. And the last time I looked, as much as we'd like to have Mr. Langevin, and we like his cooperation and his participation, but the fact is Mr. Langevin and Mr. Vasseur, they're elected officials, but they are not, and I repeat, they are not government.
And although Klein admits VLTs can be detrimental to a community, he says any money raised and put toward the province's deficit is good news.
And in 1998, Cold Lake commercial fishermen use a new netting technique to catch fish.
We try and monitor the local fisheries, do the right thing for the fish population.
It's safe to call George Walker a fish guy. He works alongside the commercial fishermen in Cold Lake. You won't catch him talking about the one that got away, rather the ones who live there. This fishery technician helps to monitor fish populations in the area. Commercial fishing in the prairies, yeah, it's been something that's been going on for many years. However, many people, including myself, aren't aware of this fact. Many residents of Cold Lake come here to the lake and rely on it for their income, and that's no fish story.
Commercial fishing here in the prairies, it has a long history, actually. It's a steady income, and many, many families in this area made their living by commercial fishing over the years.
That old industry now has a new trick. It's called a trap net, and it works something like this. The mesh corrals the fish in a V-shaped box, which allows both commercial and sport fish to keep swimming until they are brought to the surface to be harvested.
These are all whitefish.
We'll sort out the pike, walleye, lake trout, and throw them back, and the whitefish get harvested, and everybody's happy. The sportsman's happy, and the commercial fisherman's happy.
Lake trout.
So the sport fish are released and everyone's happy, right? Well, not quite. Some people in the industry feel that release doesn't guarantee survival due to stress in the cage. Others foresee the whitefish population becoming depleted. But both Walker and English feel this is the environmental choice and hope the method catches on.
It's a win-win situation for Cold Lake if we can keep it going. And but it's new, and we would like to be able to make it work in other places.
And that's it for this week in Retrospect.
Retrospect this week is brought to you by Webb's Ford. Worth your while to drive the extra mile. Webb's Ford in Vermilion.